What steps are involved when building a website? In this quick video, I'm going to run you through the key steps that we take in our process, as well as highlight the ways that you or clients can help move things along. Great news. Once the proposal is all signed and ready to go, the deposit invoice has been paid, we will then kick off in a project kickoff meeting. That's a quick 15-minute call to go through everything that's required in the project. So we go through the proposal scope and make sure nothing's changed. We also run through any requirements and run you through our basic process. After our project kickoff call, we run through an onboarding sequence. Now this starts with a few emails that get sent out to you automatically every day, which run through things like our process, what's expected of you throughout the whole website build process, as well as just some information that you need to be thinking about in order to help you formalize the brief or the discovery questionnaire that follows. So this discovery questionnaire follows at the end of the website onboarding sequence. And it culminates in a series of questions, around 20 or 30 questions, that runs through and formulates the whole brief for the rest of the project. So initially we've gone through a basic scope of work and the proposal, and this really expands on that and makes sure that we have all the information required. So we'll cover this across with you in a design call at the end of the discovery sequence. Our whole onboarding process usually takes about 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how much information there is to really get from you to move you through. At the same time, we'll make sure that you have access to Dropbox folders. We'll make sure that you have access to a sitemap that we will build for you as well. A couple of tips on how to prepare for the discovery process or the onboarding sequence is to make sure that you have your elevator pitch ready or your brand mission and brand values. This information will convey to us what you're really hoping to get out of it and what success means for you at the end of the project. The design process itself usually takes around 2 weeks. It depends on the amount of backwards and forwards that there are. Sometimes there's other parties involved that need to go through approvals, but typically we would load the website up on our system, send you across a link, and then you'll be able to view this website and add any comments directly into the design. So typically it takes around 2 to 3 weeks for all that to be conveyed, and then we move into the development phase. As part of the web design process as well, there's an onboarding sequence that will go out to you, and that will run through a number of emails over the course of a week or two, which explain some things that we are doing from our side in terms of design strategy, purposeful user flow, and it really asks a few things from you, design decisions that need to be made. Would you like a sidebar? Would you like this content here? Would you like that content here? Would you like it dynamic or static? So that information will then form some of the decisions that we'll make in the development phase as well. Once the design is all approved and ready to go, we'll move into the development phase. So in the development phase, we will run through and open up a staging server in our development environment. And from there, we will start building out the website. So with the home page first, then your internal page, and then based on the information that we have available at the time, we'll start building out your website. If we have content available, then we'll start building out the whole content of the website. If we don't have that content available at this time, then we will build out using lorem ipsum or some dummy text. So we can get some spacing and we can get some sort of wireframe available so you can see the space that you have in order to build out your content, which can typically come later. This process itself usually takes around 3 weeks, just depending on how much content that we have to input into the whole system. Content loading and website review. Now this is where your website really starts coming together. So we've loaded up all the information provided so far into the development environment, and we'll send you across a link so you can click through the website, make sure all the call to actions are working, the purposeful user flow is making sense for your visitors, and the whole aesthetic of the website is as per the design. If we've loaded up dummy content, then you get a couple of opportunities to see the space available so you can write or produce your content. If we have loaded up your content as provided, so draft content, then you can go through and click around and make any edits that you need. So typically most clients will send back a Word document page by page with changes that need to be made. For some other clients that are a little bit more visual, we can install a visual feedback editor like in our design phase, which allows you to click on each section in the website and provide feedback and comments on each of that section, which makes it easier when we're going through and making sure that we're editing the right section of the website. This process around the demo site takes around a week, depending on how much content or how much time that you need to produce that content. Website launch, it's that day, right? Now we need to get your website live. We've gone through the onboarding process, we've gone through the design process, we've gone through the development process, you've had a look through your website, it looks perfect, provided a little bit of feedback to us as well. That has all been implemented and we're ready to go. So the baton gets passed back to us and we make sure that we go through the website with a fine-tooth comb. That includes doing some technical SEO, as well as making sure the images and design is all really up to scratch to make sure we can go live. This process itself usually takes 2 to 3 days and make sure that we have all the plugins ready to go. From then on in, we'll have a launch planning call, and this really just runs through a final approval and strategies for going forward. For most clients, we will move from our staging server and send you a link to set up your own environment. And this is typically with WP Engine. If you have your own hosting, then we can move that to your hosting as well. We'll archive your old website and put your new website in its place. So this aspect is a little bit technical and it can take a little bit of time depending on how much information you have available. But it's a pretty smooth process 9 times out of 10. Sometimes with different web hosting providers, they can do things their own little way. But we've encountered most website providers in the past, so not much of a problem. So the website launch phase itself is a couple of days at the end. Make sure we're all ready to go and we push it up live. After the website launch, we make sure that you are fully onboarded, or offboarded I guess you could say, onto our launch plan. So through our launch plan, it's a series of emails again over the course of, it's about 60 days this time. And it runs through a whole bunch of marketing ideas. Now your website is live. Make sure you send it on to your social media. You send it out across to your LinkedIn contacts. Send it across to everyone, right? I've got a website. Come have a look at it. It's really awesome. There's also a few things from our point of view that we check. Make sure that it's all connected to analytics, all connected to Google Search Console and other systems as well, so that it's all ready to go to be indexed. And you can get that good Google juice that you've been after for this whole time. So that's a pretty exciting point, and we're here to provide 30 days of bug support at the end of the process as well, to make sure that if we've missed anything or if you've missed anything throughout the process, that we can quickly squash those. Most of our clients will sign up for a website care plan at the end of the launch period. What that means is essentially we will look after all the technical aspects of the website and you will look after all the marketing aspects. So we have a couple of plans that are available on our website. I'll link it in the video description below. But essentially it's a maintenance plan. We look after your website and you look after essentially the content and the marketing of it as well. So it's just a foolproof way that we can look after you guys. So hopefully this video has given you a bit of an insight into how we like to run projects here at ChillyBin. We're going to run a few more videos over the course of the next few weeks that highlight how we do things a little bit differently. So if you want to check those out, hit the subscribe button. If you like this button, hit like. If not, I'll see you next time.